Good.
So the next slide highlights the corrections since our January meeting and the January 12th draft comprehensive plan. It also shows you the page numbers that are correlated to the new updated draft plan in association with the meeting's packet. So the new draft plan is dated February 12th, and the changes are detailed in the February 12th memorandum that's also included in the meeting packet. I've highlighted the overall goals on the slide to review on our next slide for verification, and also to share additional comments that I received via email since that January meeting. Are there any comments or questions about any of the changes that are in the memo? Or is it okay to move on and we'll just rely on that memorandum? Okay, great. So the next slide, I would love to verify the changes to the overall goals. In particular, specifically number 5. In my notes, I stated both removal of number 5 and keep, and I couldn't remember which one we ended on. For those of you that were at last month's meeting, and for those of you here, if you wouldn't mind just reviewing the goals and whether or not I made the correct changes.
So goal 2, I'd have to bring up my email, but I had suggested making 2 sentences. One to say promote the industrial park. The second one would be work with Baldwin EDC and St. Croix County EDC to, and I don't have the exact, to promote new industries and help existing industries expand.
Yeah. Thank you. Would everyone be okay with making that change to the number 2?
Yeah.
And I had a question about that.
Okay.
Is it work with Baldwin Chamber of Commerce and the St. Croix County Economic Development?
I mean, we could put that in there. We could put.
Or does Baldwin have an EDC?
We have an
also?
EDC now.
You do?
For about a year we've had one, yep.
Okay, so that was correct.
Yeah, and we work closely with St. Croix County EDC also.
Okay, so it's work with Baldwin EDC and St. Croix.
I think it was, yeah, work with Baldwin and St. Croix County EDCs to promote or assist new industries and help existing industries to expand.
Yeah.
I guess I try to find the email.
I think it says to help attract new
There you go.
industries
Yep.
and assist existing industries to expand.
That's it.
Yeah. Okay, and do we want to add the Baldwin Woodville Chamber of Commerce? Or do you just want to state Baldwin EDC and St. Croix County?
Yeah, I think at this point, just leave it, those
EDC.
2, I think,
Okay.
yeah.
And then the number 5, does anyone remember? I removed it because my memory served me that we were going to remove it, but then we're reviewing the transportation chapter this evening, and I wondered if you wanted to keep it.
I don't think it hurts to keep it.
Yeah, I don't remember removing it completely either, actually, so I think keeping it's fine.
Okay, great. Everybody okay on board with that one?
No.
Thank you.
So one minor question, do you wanna put, to maintain a plan of local transportation system that allows for the smooth flow of traffic through the village, as well as other safe transportation alternatives for village residents? Like the word other in there?
And other,
Yeah.
as well as other safe transportation.
Something to that effect, right?
Sure.
Clarify just a tiny bit.
Thank you. Okay,
And then six, excuse me, you could, that's where you probably have a chamber,
oh,
Oh, yep.
probably in that space, I think it would make sense, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep,
continue to promote Main Street revitalization,
like work with Baldwin.
or continue to work with Chamber
Yeah, that's fine.
to promote
Mhm.
Main Street revitalization.
Yep.
And is it just Baldwin Chamber of Commerce, or do you want it listed as
No, you can work all the way,
Woodville?
that's fine.
Okay. Thank you. Okay. And this is, we will be reviewing the draft again at our March meeting, so it's okay. If there are other thoughts. With that, we'll move to the next slide, which is we're gonna begin a review of the transportation chapter. With the vision session results having to do with transportation, that starts with roads. And some concerns that came out of that vision session were surface conditions, patching quality, and long-term maintenance. Challenges were underground utilities and road construction, support for public works, and the continued curb and gutter and landscaping in new developments. And needs were the capital improvement program or plan and improved bridges. Some traffic flow challenges that were brought up were semi-truck traffic, one-ways, and farm vehicles. And sidewalks and trails were supported for expanding. There was some safety concerns for pedestrians and mixed opinions on the maintenance or who should maintain the sidewalks and trails. Safety as a topic, there was concern about vehicle speeds and appreciation for existing features. ATVs as a topic, there's general support for the existing routes and interest in improved signaling and safety. And then there's interest in expanding transit options. There was notice of the gaps in sidewalk network and ADA accessibility. Also, interest in sharing resources through intergovernmental cooperation and limiting borrowing. And then the next slide, just for review, the transportation survey results. So the question asked the level of agreement in a couple of different topics, and I'll just run through it. Most agree that there is no need for additional roads at 46%. 34% are neutral and 20% disagree. Most disagree that the condition of roads is acceptable at 37%, 35% are neutral, and 28% agree. Most agree that increasing traffic on roads is a problem at 59%. 26% are neutral and 15% disagree. Most are neutral regarding more commuter facilities and services at 58%, 32% disagree, and 11% agree. Most are satisfied with snow removal at 61%, 28% are neutral, and 11% disagree. And most agree that they would like the continued use of village roads for ATVs at 39%. This one was split in thirds pretty much. 31% disagree, and 31% are neutral. Most support sidewalks and trails in the village at 88%, 11% are neutral, and 1% disagree. Most are neutral regarding more transit opportunities at 43%, 28% agree, and the same 28% disagree. And the last one, most agree that more curb appeal amenities such as benches are needed at 58%, and then 26% are neutral on that, and 16% disagree. Okay, so just with a quick review of transportation public participation, the February 12th of this year draft comprehensive plan, which is in association with the meeting packet and in the meeting packet online. The first page is on page 21, and it begins with an introduction of the Wisconsin State Statute required element, including goals, maps, and programs to guide the future development of all modes of transportation. Also that we shall compare to the regional and state plans and programs, and identify the roads by functional classification. The second paragraph on that page 21 was copied and condensed from the 2006 comprehensive plan. And it regards the function of roads and different modes of transportation. Also, the last paragraph is regarding modes of transportation, and it was copied and slightly revised from the 2006 comprehensive plan. I have a couple of questions about that last paragraph. I didn't put it up on the slide, but I'm wondering if you would like to keep the sentence that we added at the end regarding animal-drawn vehicles. And it was, I grabbed that from the town of Baldwin comprehensive plan, and noticed and took that photo that you have horse-drawn carriages in the village. Wondered if you wanted to keep that.
Yeah, so the sentence reads, Wisconsin Department of Transportation provides guidance regarding the safety, equipment, and rules of the road for animal-drawn vehicles on the highway through online materials. I think including it is totally adequate. It's not uncommon to see that.
Great. Okay, great. And then I realized that I had removed a sentence about the pedestrian and bicycle used as a local connection. And I wondered if I could add that sentence back in and add ATV as a mode that's used just locally, you know, for local transportation.
Well, I think the ATVs, you know, they can go a longer distance. They could actually get out of town, generally, for pedestrian bicycles. Generally, I'm not going to get out of town, although the county does have the bike trails that come into Baldwin.
Good point. So maybe just talk about short distance travel by ATV, pedestrian, bicycle.
Bicycle is going to be more of a recreation, although I know a lot of people, because I got a bike shop, that bicycle is their mode of transportation around town.
Yeah. So should we add back in a statement about that?
Doesn't hurt.
Yeah, I don't see why it
Yeah,
wouldn't.
just listing those. Great.
We're just talking about ATVs too, like Is there a designated route in the village?
Yes, there is a couple of them.
That's what, yeah, so,
Very restricted streets.
Two
Two or three?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Curtis gets here, kind of east and west,
Cedar.
Cedar, yep, kind of gets in and out. And
you know, in reference to the ATV, should it be noted on designated routes? I mean,
Yeah, that would take care of my concern with that. The
Next.
parentheses on designated routes.
yeah,
And that's not
could
only
be, yeah.
ATV,
like I
that's
said,
golf carts.
parentheses after ATV
Isn't it?
on designated
Well,
routes.
yeah, golf carts are, I mean, license, permit them, whatever you call it. Yeah.
Should that be added to that?
How long do we, can you make the list, just keep going,
Well,
UTV
that's-
side by side,
yeah,
electric
I don't know.
bike, like,
Does it come in
No,
order?
I don't know if we really want to
how,
get
yeah.
that much detail.
We do
Don't they
include,
require a license? An ATV, UTV?
if they're
TVs,
not-
they all do, but I don't know the list of this.
Bicycles and walking doesn't.
Well, I know those electric bikes that, this place sells up here, there's kids in Woodville that we talk to all the time, because we go up to 30 miles.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, they're 12 years old flying around town with those things. but, Yeah, that's
It's still licensed as a bicycle.
right. Yeah. Well, I don't.
Recognize it.
Right, recognize, right.
In the modes of transportation too, it includes both ship and air, those modes of transportation.
Yeah, probably not ship.
Ship, definitely not, and I don't know. if air-
Maybe.
We've got ships coming through town, we've got.
Sometimes
Yeah, we have, we have a real project here.
That's where I added in a horse and ATV. This was taken from the 2006 plan,
Mhm.
but should we cross that?
I think we're gonna get rid of ship for
I think
sure.
it was
Air,
just a
probably.
general.
We have an airport.
Yeah, but it's not within the village.
That's true. That's true.
And that's not something that the village has as much
Control.
control over.
Right.
Right.
I think ship in here.
As long as they're not landing on Main Street.
Okay. And any other comments on the text on page 21? And then, are you okay with the 3 photos? Showing downtown, Main Street, and then, a residential street, sort of curb and gutter, and then the horse and buggy.
I guess in my opinion, one of the houses could be a better area.
That's just kind of what I was gonna say.
Yeah, just nicer housing.
Okay.
I'm glad you said that.
And,
Take the heat for that.
and the road, since this was the only one that turned out with the road so nice and the curb, like, you can really see the road and the curb, but thank you.
It's a crappy road too, if you look at it in daylight.
Oh,
It's a
no.
bad road.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a bad shape.
There's some good stock photo.
As much
Who's
as,
gonna know the difference?
as much as Highway 63 becomes our restrictions, it probably wouldn't hurt to have one
Yeah,
of that also.
I was thinking,
Okay.
or an aerial.
63 is such a corridor.
63. I'm wondering if I could get a volunteer to grab a photo and email it to me.
I'll do it.
You will. Thank you, Graham. Of a nicer residential street. And then,
With the
do you
curb,
want,
I'll get the curb for you too.
And a snowbank, right?
Can you wait till summer? Can we wait till summer?
we can.
We got time, right?
Right,
Yeah.
this spring.
Yeah.
Not the full
Get
curb
some
either.
green in the picture.
Not the full curb either.
I may have to be reminded, but, or maybe I'll take it out and then just put photo.
Yeah.
Okay,
Reminder there.
okay. Thank you, guys.
Hey,
And
Beth.
then do you want one of, hi, thanks for coming.
way too long today already, but I'll come back for more.
Well, I'm glad you did. We just started and we went through page 21, if you're following along in that packet. What we're putting up on the screen, Matt, is just kind of a shortened version of the presentation to get through the material, but we have an online packet with the new draft that's dated February 12th. And this evening we'll be going through the transportation chapter. So we were just reviewing these photos that are on page 21. Thank you so much, Mark. And we're gonna replace the one in the middle.
And maybe the one on the right could be of Highway 63.
Oh,
Yep, yep.
Get some modern housing in
Where's that?
Otherwise, you think your
Where's that?
mobile home community would create
Yeah,
green
where's
porches.
Yeah.
Their mode of transportation is buggies or cars.
that's why I'm asking too, because these were the three best that I took this past summer, and my apologies. So, thank you so much. Okay. Okay, next slide. Thank you, Mark. So, the functional road classification is from Wisconsin DOT data. And on pages 22 and 23 of the draft plan, we have this list. We describe what functional road classification is and the Wisconsin DOT description. And then for Baldwin, the principal arterials are Interstate 94 and Highway 63. And I need to ask the question right away, is the portion of 63 that connects Highway 12, is that actually Highway 12 for that little section?
Yes.
Isn't
It's
it?
63 and 12.
Okay, it's both.
It's both, okay.
It's both. Thank you. Then I need to add that a principal arterial is a portion, that portion of Highway 12 is also a principal arterial.
So basically minor arterial goes away.
No, no, we still have 12, but,
Right, if they go east there,
Yeah.
Well, that section already is principal arterial, on the map, it's red.
Yeah,
It's state and US highway, so
right,
it's out of our control.
yeah. Also, this map and the text on page 22 states that the minor arterials in the village is just a portion of Highway 12. And I might approach the screen here to just point it out. So you've got the principal arterials are Interstate 94 and Highway 63, and the little section of 12 that we were talking about is from here to there. And then the minor arterial portion of Highway 12 is here at the top of the screen. Then the major collector is Highway 12 again, a portion of it running east from Highway 63 and County Road J, which is west from 63. And then the minor collectors, which I had a question about, because there are the WisDOT maps were last updated in 2021, and before that it was 2016, and I was wondering if those minor collectors here were removed from the minor collector, if you
So-
knew anything.
And those minor collectors that you put on your map were from the old comp plan or from DOT maps?
It's DOT maps,
Okay,
but since they haven't been updated since 2021, and maybe since 2016, we found two different maps, one from 2016 and one from 2021, and weren't sure if they are the same.
That almost looks like the major route that the buses used to take to the school, so I'd almost call it Maple Street now instead of Main Street.
right.
I don't know if that's right or not.
Yeah, that was my thought exactly too. I don't know where it came from since 2016, like I've been here since 16. I haven't been involved in any map updates or anything that I've been aware of. Like Sam said, it would make more sense that it was actually Maple and not Main. That's one of the stoplight and that's,
Yeah, they moved this up.
so.
14th, 13th don't even need to be on there anymore, right? I mean, 14th, you're probably thinking over by the north side of town that would have went to Highway 12 in the old comp plan, which could happen in 5 years, 50 years,
Yeah, and I think,
75 years, all depending on who's gonna buy that property from the Emmer farm.
well, I think what they.
13th, I don't know where that came from.
I think what they try to do is just, connect, the county road and basically Florence and 12.
I would assume that, Maple Street, 6th Avenue, I suppose you could say Florence Street, because that actually turns into Highway, County Road J. Would be one. 60th Ave,
Yeah, that needs to be added on,
right, 60th Ave.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And
What else would be another one? That's about it.
60th.
Do you wanna do 220th?
Or,
I mean, half of it's in the village and half of it's in the township,
Right, yeah.
so I mean,
But the traffic flow, Cedar and 220th now is the major traffic flow in town.
Yeah.
well, Cedar should be on there
Cedar should be on
too.
here, that's
The
one of the
220th.
main-
Yeah.
Traffic patterns now, that and 220th.
You catching all that? Or you're not paying attention, not writing nothing down, you're just, now let these guys blibber blabber up there a little bit, like.
Just watch the camera.
You're looking for a new.
Oh, we're on camera too now, or what?
Yeah, you told me to record.
Yeah, probably a good idea.
I am writing,
I can I'll mark something up too for you.
really.
Yeah, and that I can send you, yeah.
There's a lot more collector roads now.
There's a few more, yeah, a couple of them shouldn't even be on there.
60th was in 2006, 60, well, that wasn't even there yet. It was just under development.
Nicole, you don't have anything on there about the bypass, right? You got that all off, because we took that off.
I did.
Okay, because, I don't, what did we do, Eric, you remember that?
Mm-hmm.
2020, 21,
Yep,
22, we took that off?
yep, so that's gone and it's not on DOT.
It's
radar
exchanged
anymore.
even from the DOT. Okay, good.
The bad green.
I think with the 64 bridge, that
Yeah,
that
that-
changed things.
That helped that whole cause out, that's for sure.
So, Nancy mentioned 60th.
Yeah.
I guess I think of
Probably should.
55th
More than 60th?
more than 60th.
Why?
Because it's more in the village. 60th, I guess, the piece that is in the village that goes by.
55th only goes, what,
Yeah.
300 feet,
Right. yeah.
800 feet in before it hits
Most.
township?
It goes to 220th. used.
No, but
Oh, that's
we
fast.
put land and stuff out there, though, so the,
Townships all get goofy out there, because parts of it are Baldwin, parts of it are Old Galley Township.
and
Well,
we
you
brought
can-
that back corner out there for Eagle. That was brought in.
But that whole 55th is not all our road, is it? No.
What do you
But
call
Now,
it?
60th, no, same thing with 60th though, on one side, well, we go past the dump, then it turns into Rush River.
Yeah.
I mean, but even though it's not all in,
I was just thinking about the town, you know,
Yeah.
like the Dutch Heritage
Yeah,
gets you out of town to your local communities by what says the minor.
yeah,
But, I mean, 55th could easily be part of it too.
make it a minor
I don't-
I mean, that 55th to 220th is a major,
Right, yeah.
that's a thoroughfare.
Right, right.
You know, a lot of people from Woodville coming down 12, 220, 55th over.
Well,
that's your
The
bypass.
functional classification system is, according to the level of service. It's also determined by traffic counts, road spacing, land uses, and population.
We're gonna use 55th, I'd use 55th and 60th.
you know,
I mean, 60th is already heavily used to, out to the freeway, you know, out to J
Yeah,
or T
yeah,
to 94.
yeah.
and, I suspect because the DOT hosts these maps, you know, we're gonna have to submit something to them of a potential upgrade in these types of designations. So,
Mhm.
They're gonna want
We
traffic
could-
counts, won't they?
yeah,
But then won't they do their own traffic counts though?
they,
Well, tell
they'll
Brian
likely
Craig to
do
go out there, put some
estimated
rubber bands
pay.
across the road and do their own thing.
Could do that. But I don't know if they'll do it for villages to just get counts or not, I don't know.
Is that DOT or like, does,
Well,
Well, maybe-
that's all DOT though, it does that, like counties don't
But
do
the
that.
county will do it too, won't they? Maybe?
So,
I would think
usually,
so.
yeah, and usually there's some radar guns that have the counters on it. And,
Does our speed thing have the counter on it? I mean, we could slow traffic down and count at the same time, like, Jesus, bang for our buck, man.
You're
yeah,
asking for-
No, we're not running license plate, I already get enough crap about all that stuff, we're not running license plates and seeing who's coming in and out, that's coming later, that's in September, when the clocks cameras put in. That's a different story that actually is coming in, we are putting clock cameras in.
It's my understanding that you submit a petition to Wisconsin DOT, and then it's determined, you know, what, traffic counts and who will conduct that. But I do think that you need to have a study submitted as part of your petition. So I think that you would need to submit your own.
Well, I got some
traffic
dirt on the
counts.
highway commissioner, Rob Krejci, do you think I could just I probably could con him into just throwing him out there. Totally got it really well, I mean, I do have some dirt on him. It's that bartership thing.
Yeah, right.
Work out, you know, I don't know.
On 55th, that's gonna be a little more difficult, because, you know, the first few hundred feet, you're gonna get all kinds of traffic in and out of there.
Well, you would,
But
but
the traffic.
you get that, you would wanna go put it farther
The county to the
past,
corner to 220th almost.
yeah,
Put it out by the.
by the water
by
tower.
the water tower.
That'd be a great spot for
That's
it.
gotta be why it's, the road that it was highlighted on there, it says majority of the traffic going to the schools. That's how it used to go
Really.
down Main,
Yeah.
Yeah.
so that's gotta be why that was, I'm assuming anyway,
yeah.
And that's not their regular route.
not
anymore.
anymore.
Well,
It disappeared from one of the maps, and that's
what's the
how it
benefit
was
of
so-
upgrading the classification? You know,
Yeah, does it do anything?
does it do anything for us? So why would we spend time and effort to get it changed, honestly? You know?
Wouldn't it be just like if you're gonna do a
Funding.
road construction project, you can try to, whatever, if we're doing township, village.
Funding,
Yeah, funding stuff,
it'd help fund something.
The maintenance of the road,
yeah.
right,
So if that's,
that would become a priority. And you might be eligible for more funding, yeah.
it might just score higher even on the LRIP
Then
stuff.
put her out by 55th, because we need to redo that road with the townships and,
Yeah. anything.
Like that's from the 1800s, all the cobblestone that they hit every day on that road.
Yeah. Well, and we could put,
Stated interest in potential traffic study.
well, and we could even list them as potential
Yeah.
rather than DOT mapped. And maybe that'll, then maybe there'll be some funding for some studies, you know? We could
Yeah, doing the
spend money
worst,
on
yeah.
Yeah, 'cause
studies.
we're not gonna get funding for Maple Street, are we redoing Maple Street next year, right?
One more block. Taking a block at a time, we'll get there.
I suppose we can tell the school district, like, well, if you want to just do it all, but
Yeah.
you can help pay for it, we'll see how far that goes at the school district.
These were this school bus routes, but that ceased and they now take people.
Yep.
Do they still take six
Yep.
and 14?
Yep.
Okay, great.
Yeah, like move quick trip, move the stoplights, that whole intersection's different now. Yeah, that push traffic down.
14.
From the Greenfield Elementary. Which is the high school.
Yeah, that part of 14, that's it.
Oh,
Yeah, that's not-
Yeah, not upper 14, just that part now.
Well, that's it showed out there in color, it's just a short section of it, so.
Yep.
Couple more questions about this map. I'm wondering if you want to add the locations and numbers for the traffic counts. We haven't gotten to them yet, they're on the next slide. And I realized that afterwards, I think it will be helpful looking at the traffic counts if you have the locations on this map. I'm wondering if it's okay to add that. Thank you so much, Mark. So on the left of the slide, I added the WisDOT map. Actually, if you can go back up. Here's the traffic counts.
I thought there was a,
Yeah, I see a grid of daily traffic
Yeah.
counts.
oh,
Sorry.
sorry.
So this information is on page 24 about the traffic volumes. So the text and the graph and the table all show you the trends of the major roads only. So Wisconsin DOT provided that map up on the slide on the left. And those are the locations that I would put now on your Village of Baldwin transportation map on page 23.
And if we have to, we have up, we want like 55 studies, so, and if there's 60
Just don't worry about me,
studies,
just, you guys keep talking. I just come back here to.
If we can do that.
guys actually interested in this, or is this a school project for you?
Then we want that taken care of.
Is it Boy Scouts? You want this?
Studies on that road.
You wanna take that with you?
50, 20.
There you go.
He has a couple of rare patches.
Yeah.
For Eagle.
Well, there you go, now you got proof you got it, plus you can stand up in front of the camera too.
Smart.
I kinda figured you were here for that.
Well, and I think what's
I can
listed
get
here
hundreds
is
of them.
probably actual traffic counts that
Yeah.
DOT has.
Thank you.
But we could identify that. This is where we're going.
Yeah, but I don't know if that goes in the comp plan per se, with
Yeah.
proposals per se.
That's an official. It'd be huge for Boy Scouts.
I did write it down,
Yeah.
and I'm thinking about adding a sentence on this, under the functional road classification, that during the planning process, elected officials stated interest that due to increased traffic, that the following roads could be considered collector rather than local. And then I'll list those roads and I'll list that intersection. And that might help with funding. Yeah.
One comment I'd like to make on this is, all these numbers are averages, you know, over periods of time. And that gives you good trends and stuff like that. But what really drives a lot of stuff is your peak volumes. I live up in, Franklin up there, meets up in that corner too. And from about 7 o'clock in the morning to about 9 o'clock in the morning, to get off Franklin or Lockhorse onto 63 is just impossible. Consequently, I go down 12th and come around that way. So at certain times of the year, day or year or holidays, I mean,
Right.
things change greatly.
Friday afternoon
Yep, yep,
in the summer,
yep, yep.
of course.
I'm fortunate I have a back way out. Some people don't.
Well, do you want us to call the state back up and put that bypass plan back in? I mean,
That won't
there's a half
help me.
medium here,
That won't
Mark.
help me in any way.
We can't do that.
But I'm just saying, is the peak values give you a lot more,
Just gotta make a,
information.
you gotta make a right-hand turn, man, right-hand turn, and left off Big Road, then not a right-hand turn, and you're going where you're going. It's actually gotten better, I think.
Yeah. It was a
Since
lot
the
worse.
64 bridge came in, I really think, I mean, before that bridge came in, it was awful on Fridays. But,
They just don't, they don't present the data with peak numbers, that's all.
Right, it's a really good point. And at the bottom of this page, we talk a little bit about the methods. So the annual average daily traffic is based on a short duration traffic count, usually 48 hours taken at the location. And this count is then adjusted for the variation in traffic volume throughout the year and the average number of axles per vehicle. Short duration counts are collected over 3, 6, or 10-year cycles at more than 26,000 rural and urban locations throughout the state. So it's a lot of data, and it's a really good point. And maybe I could easily add a sentence about that the, elected officials stated that, the peak volume traffic is very different and varies in the village.
Especially on like 6312, on your major. Not that you can't do anything about it, but you have to deal with it. Most of the time, in the morning, I won't go east.
The big concern too is emergency vehicles, right?
Yep.
That's part of the picture too.
that was definitely a problem before we put the new EMS garage in on an or a lighted intersection, because Highway 12,
Right.
it didn't matter if you had lights and sirens or nothing, they still had a hell of a time trying to get out. I mean, that helped out tremendously now. But
Stoplights by the dollar store now for the police station?
no, no. State won't let that, we already looked into that.
Oh,
Yeah, the state said no. They'd have to go across all the way, through that farm and stuff.
You gotta put the bridge in.
Yeah, the police department guys got some squad cars that get up and move, I'm sure they'll be just fine. They'll figure it out. Nobody's figured out that left turn lane though.
No.
No. They made the solid white line too big, too long. I had to sit behind somebody that were taking a left-hand turn in the drive lane, not in the left turn lane.
Not real clear.
Now DOT, whoever painted that screwed that up.
Yeah, right, that's
It's a black one.
So we have to wait till what? We bumped it up now?
2029.
2029. Goes from 2027 to 2032, now we're back to 2029.
They're gonna jump over
Resurface
that part though,
63.
because it's brand new, so that part will just get left.
So in about 4 weeks, the DOT's in, we're coming in to redo 63, I suppose, right?
Lance, put them temporary posts in there.
Oh, God. God.
Couple of things about the data. The traffic count sites in the village did change since the previous plan. Therefore, I only provided trend analysis for 5 of the major roads. And then of those 5, the top 3 were two portions of Highway 12, that is also 63, and then 63, of course, between Florence and Oak. Do the trends look correct for those of you that have lived in the village for the past 10 years about? It's a little over 10 years. The 1997 and 2000 and 2003 data were taken from your previous plan. And then we added what we could from 2006, 2012, 2018, and the 2025 numbers. Those were labeled in the Wisconsin DOT online interactive traffic count map. They were labeled preliminary. So I am guessing that they are maybe just projections in Baldwin if they didn't have, you know, people out there in 2025 and they haven't verified those projections yet. Or they have actual counts, they haven't verified those yet. But they did provide them, which was pretty nice. But did it seem true that there were two major roads that dropped in traffic from 2018 to 2025? Does it seem like traffic has reduced?
Well, that's what you're saying with the bridge going in.
Right.
You got a black line that's not showing a decline in traffic from 2018 to 25.
That's 63,
Yeah.
94.
Heading north opposite 94.
That was completed in 18, wasn't it?
That bridge?
Yeah.
Yeah, about that.
16?
19.
No, because Obama got it through just at the end of his term, because there was a hell of a fight over it. Might kill all the zebra mussels, you know, putting a bridge in, or whatever their big thing was, and then all of a sudden he got it through. So yeah, it was probably 18, 19 before they finished that bridge.
Well, Mike and Ashley, we lived on a farm up there, and we'd go from the city, and a couple of years yet, they were driving over the new bridge. Everything about 21-ish, 18, yeah, 19, something like that. Numbers are what the numbers are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you don't like them, take new numbers.
They're dealing with a lot. Okay, anything else on traffic volume? And page 24. And we're on to the next slide, which is commuting patterns on page 25 of the draft plan. And this includes census data and the major trends from 2000 to 2020 were that worked from home increased 2.2%, walking increased 2.4%, carpooling increased 7.8%, and driving alone decreased 12.4%. And in 2020, most of residents in the village of Baldwin work in St. Croix County as compared to in a different state or in another Wisconsin county. So most residents at 52.8% work in St. Croix County, which is a decrease, but it's still the majority of residents.
We don't have one number that, how many people basically work in the village or locally.
That is correct. The census data did not provide that amount of detail.
It only has
Yeah.
counties,
Yeah,
for the most part, or
yeah.
states.
The three categories that I could find to compare, and then I could only find them for 2010 and 2020. I couldn't find the data for 2000. Were outside Wisconsin, other Wisconsin counties, or in St. Croix County. Yeah,
This is from 2000 to 2020?
yeah,
I mean,
from the decennial census data, which,
I'd like to see what the increase and decreases of after 2020 was because of COVID. We're
right,
gonna have dramatic changes
Well,
because of
that's
that.
why they had, who work from home increased.
Yeah, but this is from 2020, I mean, is it actually getting 2020 COVID results of that? Published in 2020 from the end of 19.
This looks to me that if you look at this area down here, other states really stayed the same. So that's going west. Within what Wisconsin counties, that's going east. It shows to me more people are commuting in Menominee and Eau Claire, right?
Yeah, right.
As opposed to Minnesota,
Right.
in the metro.
Yeah.
Because Menominee and Eau Claire are growing their
Right.
employment base, right?
Well, it seems like we're a halfway point
Yeah, yeah.
between, you know, we got one spouse working in Menominee, Eau Claire area, and one spouse working in Woodbury, St. Paul area. We've seen a lot of that.
I got neighbors, basically, that's why they bought the place.
You know, one goes east, one goes west, and it's kind of a halfway point.
And the price of housing is reasonable, so,
Well, it was.
not one. If I look at trend.
Of course, if I had all your money, I'd burn mine, Mark.
okay.
Well, on that note, sorry, Nicole.
Don't be, no, this is great.
I'm trying to make this a little bit funner.
Well, and the
Funner.
census data is always so difficult, and your local knowledge is more valuable in my humble opinion. But we put this in here to keep track of it, and hopefully they did receive good survey results from this area, and this is a reflection of what is actually happening. And it seems like it is. Does it seem pretty true?
To an extent, I don't think the numbers are too far off.
Their history.
I mean, COVID numbers could skew a lot of different things, and now it's 2026, and things can be just as normal, just maybe a little bit higher. I mean,
Right. That's why we do this every 10 years, so that we can.
With the increase in
Come back
population
and
since 2020, the
see
trend of
what
commuting out has to increase.
Yeah.
You know, there's just no question about that. Whether they're going east or west, either way.
or south even.
Yeah.
Okay. Next slide is future road planning. So this is on pages 26 and 27 in the February 12th draft plan.
Question real quick, who did this?
I did,
Oh, okay, because I got phone calls.
about this map.
Oh, Jesus, it's going right through their front yards. And I'm sure we're doing eminent domain. I'm like, no, it's just a comp plan, it's just, I actually blamed it on the engineer, I actually said the engineers probably just threw some, roads, but no, we'd have to buy up, or somebody had to buy your properties.
That's what's so great about the
It's
technical
going right through my
assistance. You
pool.
can blame me.
Art Lund called and said, that road is going through my pool.
Well, and I did bring the aerial along. All I did was copy this. I copied this from the 2006 plan. But I maybe messed it up. And that's why I'm here this evening.
Nah, it's no big deal, they're in the township anyways. No, yeah, this road right here goes right through this guy's pool. This right here.
Oh my goodness.
It was a lot just to harass me a little bit, but, yeah.
Should we move that?
No, just, he was half and half, but I said, no, this is just an idea. If for some reason you and 3 other neighbors decide to sell your property to a developer someday,
Right.
I said, imagine almost everybody in this room, except for maybe the Boy Scout, will be dust by the time that ever happens.
Just tell him we're planning to fill in his pool, but we'll keep it flat.
He'd be mad with the flag. He wouldn't be mad with the flag. Yeah, it just misses
The flag.
So Nicole, under future road planning, there is a 10-year infrastructure management plan that, I don't know if you want to refer to that, but it's along pretty well being developed. It's not adopted yet, but
Infrastructure, what is it
10-year
called?
infrastructure management plan.
Is it close to
Infrastructure
this
management
type of
plan.
developer?
That was one of my questions. So the first paragraph is a copy again, and a little bit of condensed language about your participation in the PACER program, Pavement Surface Evaluation and Rating Program. Are you guys still participating in that? Great, okay.
That's the way it goes, the way.
And it's stated that you have a 5-year capital improvement plan. You do?
Well,
Pretty.
kind of.
While we're working on it,
We've never had one.
it's part of the,
Well, so the infrastructure
Yeah.
improvement plan
yeah,
is street projects, really.
and then the
Capital
CIP
improvement
kind of
plan.
comes after that, but
Yeah.
there is a template for that. So the one thing with that 10-year plan is that only looks at existing, so it's not a future, document a future road, new roads.
Right. The only future road that's on the list is, the extension of Oak Ridge Parkway, which is up at the county shop.
Oh, it's an industrial park.
Oh, industrial park, yeah, that's only.
Oak Ridge Parkway, you
And I'll sketch this on the map for you.
said? Thank you.
We got some ideas of other ones that would probably go through it. Cedar Street would probably go through
Further,
to the east of 220th. Technically, that property is for sale.
Yeah.
That is
Probably-
on the map.
That is on the map,
That is
and
right
then,
there. It's a big line on the right.
Graham, what would we call the one in Dutch Heritage here? It's in between, Dutch Heritage Court, somewhere right in here. There's an easement in one of those properties.
Yeah, I don't know what that would,
I don't know if that would go straight to the north
yep,
into Gerking's old property that Emmert Farms own now.
I don't know what that
Because
would.
there's an easement there, there's no house, whatever that,
Yeah, I think it's
extension here.
You don't want that,
Maybe it's right here,
yeah,
it's right there.
right in there.
No, that's not there.
Oh,
It's
fine.
somewhere right in
Yeah,
here,
yeah,
it's somewhere right in
yeah,
here.
About halfway across there. It's a lot
And then, of
open.
course, the extension of 14th, 15th, Lockhorst, and Summit to the west.
Yeah.
So these are additions that you would like to see on the map?
Probably would be a good idea, it goes straight into farm field, I mean, that would be the most ideal spots to continue on roads.
Keep
You know, like I said,
Would you say this again, I'm sorry?
Lockhorst, Summit,
the corner of that.
15th, 14th,
I think she's got it drawn in a pretty reasonable spot going to the north,
Yeah.
because you can't really go to the west because there's a river, correct?
and then Lockhorst both directions, Eric, east and west. Because there's gonna be an easement over by Fifth Avenue that goes to the east also.
He's talking going this way, but you were.
Yeah.
Somewhere by,
in the creek and whatnot.
no, it'd actually be Summit, I think, actually would come up. Right
It's that-
here.
It's that diagonal, off that diagonal road there.
Mark, you can bring this down a little bit or no?
Just a swamp.
Um,
So probably that.
Keep coming down, brother.
Oh.
Right here. I'm short, right here.
Oh,
So this
yeah.
would be Summit here.
Oh.
There's an easement here
Yep,
that goes to
yep,
the
right.
east.
I think it's right
Yeah,
through there.
it is right
Right
there.
there.
And then 6th would probably go across, 5th would go across to the north. Would be the ideal area.
Oh, we're talking about
Dreams.
here. 20th or.
Well, I mean, there's no road, I mean, there's no house in the way, I mean, it's,
there's a possible future.
there are possible futures, right, it's just possible.
Yeah, but it did help
It
us,
makes sense possible.
We wouldn't put a house there
No.
if somebody asked us for one.
but it did help us hold some land, that farm across from the police station.
Yeah.
extension
Or-
across the
Right.
creek someday, so
Right.
this is important,
Yep.
you know.
I mean, they're ideal access points to future development. Because the biggest development I would think would be going to the east of Baldwin,
Cedar.
into the Ramberg. You got Cedar, you got that Summit Street. I mean, you got some not so big farm owners of that land where the other ones to the north and west and south are some big name farm owners that you're gonna have to pay millions for to get that property. And is it feasible to pay that money to sell a lot? And I mean, $600,000 homes aren't gonna work in Baldwin.
Well, the thing is, like up northwest of me there, at least that property is in the village limits. A lot of this other stuff is not, so it's gonna have to be brought in.
But if they were gonna sell it and develop it, it would be brought in.
Yeah.
Annexation's just a lot of paperwork,
To
and
me.
the townships can't say no to it.
You look
But
at
like I
the,
said, we have a couple of spots that are already in there.
to me, the issue up in the north part is it could be a little wet up there versus going to the east part
It's
off
wet all over.
Cedar, you know.
Yeah, that's,
Where you gonna get the
Dale,
flood out of there, you know?
Dale, they'll put a house on the wettest shit out there, cause I've built roads on it and rebuilt the roads on it, they don't care.
You know, like-
You can bring in Phil, buddy.
Habitat's doing,
This whole town,
Yeah, you know.
Mr. Bailey got his carriage stuck here, that's why Baldwin's here.
Well,
He's like, well,
maybe
we're
we
stuck,
have
the horse is stuck, might as well start building a building.
Maybe we have to go back to that.
Welcome to Baldwin, our first Clarksville.
Habitat-
Wasn't it Clarksville first, and then now turn to Baldwin?
Habitat's gonna
Sure.
build their
That's-
house across from you, and they had the option to go with a full basement underneath it, or build it on, not slab, but, crawl space. I said, no, you do not wanna do a full basement.
That's, I'm just gonna stick with my story that Bailey got stuck here with his horse and carriage and said, screw it, let's build a.
That's what I'm telling the kids.
Yep, that's what I would, I told my kids that already.
I gotta sneak out, sorry.
Yep.
Thank you for coming.
Thanks, Nate.
And if you think of anything, feel free to email me or Mark.
Well,
Thank you so much.
see you guys.
so 60th is the most, the east end of 60th right now is the most likely place. Because number one, the lines for said look across 220th.
Right, yeah.
And there's people that have looked at it that have called us.
Yeah.
So their big thing is, can we put a road straight across with that farm's like right there? Or can we go down a little bit? And I really can't see more like a road from my house. Yeah, so, but there's people looking at that.
Yeah, well, that's a logical place to expand for residential.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
like willing sellers.
Because I mean, you got, you got already got where the other twin homes are gonna go out there. The water sewer is already, you know, you could just cross the road and you're there.
Right, Cedar?
On 60 or on 220, you know, right east there,
Oh,
that
yeah.
chunk of land there, that's it.
Have you heard any more about Cedar?
God, yeah, the last few weeks I
I'm sure it's coming.
Yeah, that's, you know, I was gonna ask Grant.
So I need to sign anything for you to prove that you were here, or no?
Nope,
So, how long before you're an Eagle Scout?
hopefully by fall.
So I'll see you again, you're gonna come to the village, you're gonna build something here and present your little deal to the village, that's what some Eagle Scouts have done in the past.
Glenwood, actually.
Oh,
I'm
Glenwood.
planning on doing some stuff at Glen Park.
Rock on, man.
Hey Graham, did you hear something recently about Berset that they're trying to sell that now?
Yeah.
Okay.
So what?
North of 12?
You talking Cedar and 220th over there?
No, the Berset, where all the fire hydrants are, and,
Yeah, Cedar's is funny.
The last
yeah,
development.
that area,
Yeah.
they're trying to sell that.
Mhm.
Because across the road's for sale from there.
Oh, yeah.
So, okay, because we thought that we're gonna come in, sir, developing that right away.
Too much hassle with water.
They kind of petered out on it, yeah.
Yeah.
The
they're waiting for the next word from, whoever owns it, basically.
Are there roads that you would want to remove from this future proposed roads?
Say that again?
Is there anything that you would like to remove for practical reasons?
No, I mean, they're just proposed, I mean,
Yeah.
they're viable areas. I mean, the guys that called me, I mean, they'd have to buy like 5, 6 properties and, 10, 12 acres each property, but, I mean, it could happen someday, but it would make sense for that road to go through there
Right.
in 100 years.
Yeah. So any other comments on this map? And we listed out criteria for future road corridors. That is copied from the 2006 plan. I think it's okay, you guys think it's okay to leave it as the methods that must have been used when you created that 2006 plan? Connecting existing dead ends and stub roads where possible, encourage multiple access points for certain developments, increase and improve east-west, north-south corridors, and follow natural features and topography of the land. I think that's great.
Aye.
Okay, well, and is there anything that I should move because of that? I didn't, all I did was copy this 2006 map, and that's why I don't mean to belabor.
I mean, not a lot's changed
I can move
since
it.
2006. I mean,
Yeah, right, yeah.
we had everything was, where you built and where I'm living,
Yeah.
that was all, surveyed off
Yeah, right.
and water stuff back in the early 2000s.
Right.
And then it sat there for 15 years before all of a sudden, the building came back. You had 08 come in here and completely just destroy everything.
And the only thing is,
So-
you've got most of the existing lots already
Was somewhat.
Yeah,
filled in or accounted for,
that's
so.
just up on Cedar Street,
I know.
that's it.
So now, if they wanna go further, some of this stuff has to come into play or something different.
And Eric, I would assume that they want, a future developer would want to come and see something like this, like, what's the village, how do you want to connect, right?
Yep.
Yeah, and when you have let's say, a 40 to develop, your code will push them to, just like that heritage of plan for future. You don't just want to think about that 40, you want to think about how we're connecting.
You just keep connecting and connecting for the complete future and future and future, so.
Cul-de-sacs today for roads tomorrow. Yeah, no, I think the map is good, and I think that it is helpful to have some of these main things on maps, so that when people do load up, even subdivided with the CSM that we found out about, make sure that we set aside space. Good, and I marked this up, and I can run by Graham and set it here.
Great.
Yeah.
I was just gonna ask that if there is a transportation committee in the village?
Right here.
Okay, great.
You're wrong.
Eric and Graham.
Wonderful. Okay, we can move on to the next slide, which will be quick. Public transit and park and ride information. So this is from our St. Croix County Comprehensive Plan, highlighting Baldwin at the top, the I-94 and US 63, which has 36. That is really strange. You didn't move down 3 spaces, did you?
Could have added a couple handicap spots.
36.
Could
Oh.
Could
Is
eliminate
that great?
some stalls.
Okay,
That's DOT that owns that, right?
33.
Mm-hmm.
The county plows that, right? We don't plow that. I don't think it's that full.
Should we write that in here, that it's a Wisconsin DOT, owned
Aren't all of these?
and
Should
maintained
be.
by the county?
Yeah,
I would assume all of those are all DOTs.
County maintained.
I don't know. All the, this is.
yeah,
so,
DOT was just.
Put it in here, was legal.
Lots of 94 County Road F Carmine Wood.
But,
Where's that?
Right,
Oh.
between,
Right across.
Oh, she's right across from Target right there, isn't it?
Yeah, right, yeah.
Forgot about that little spot. I was thinking the tourism spot, the old tourism
Oh,
spot.
yeah.
That's now gonna be a Texas Roadhouse.
Are they gonna,
Yeah,
sweet.
they're gonna build it this summer. Definitely don't need one of those close to me. That's bad news,
I
man.
love that.
I'm moving to Hudson.
hopefully we deliver.
I'm just gonna move in.
And at the bottom of this page 28, we have a little blurb about the sidewalks and trails map on page 29.
Yeah.
This is the next one, also next slide, Mark. There is one sentence about some bus service on 94. Do you have, oh, and actually I should ask that question, do you have other buses or other public transit that I should mention?
The only thing we've got is paid for the hospital, service in town, Bulkway, and then the county for the seniors, that's about the only two that.
You don't
I
Uber?
couldn't-
You don't Uber? I thought you were an Uber driver.
They're driving us up crazy. They're driving us up crazy.
What do they do that? What they do the, airport pickup?
The airport pickup, is that
Airport
considered,
63.
I think they stopped the airport, what is that, Groom now it's called?
Yeah,
Yeah, from Eau Claire.
yeah.
19 trips a day, it says right on there, right?
I used to use them all the time.
They pick up at that.
Quick Trip, I think, on 94, right, or no?
No, it's the,
Used to be over,
At the park
hotel on
ride?
the north
the
side.
parking ride, yeah.
Is that what it is? Yeah.
Yeah.
They pick up at this, at the Baldwin Park.
Oh, yeah,
right?
yeah.
No, they pick up at the motel.
You meant,
In Woodville?
No,
No, no,
the
it's
north
the,
one.
yeah, the old cobblestone,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
Oh, the American, that's what, they pick up the American.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right,
Okay.
it's the American. Off Baldwin Plaza Drive, I
You can just
forgot.
put whatever you want in there.
I haven't had to use it.
Nobody knows.
Yeah.
Show them this one, so up there.
are you pulling my leg?
Oh, what?
Or should, can I write it?
What?
In here, the airport pickup at American
Why,
Inn?
why not?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Well, yeah, because you're right.
No,
Good luck.
No,
they're
that's
guessing,
fine.
they could be burned down in
See
the
what
other
it
one.
is.
Who knows?
Well, what's Cobble? No, you're right. I think
Yeah.
it's not at that parking ride. It's at the American.
Yeah.
No, I think it's good. The,
Well, it was Cobble, so it was American, then it was
Yeah,
Cobble.
it was the
now
south
it's
side of the
American.
community, but
The
now
one on the north side of
and
the
it's called Room.
Groom, G-R-O-O-M-E.
Yeah, correct. That's a big company,
Yeah, it is, because they run all Rochester to the cities and
Yeah.
Chippewa Falls
St.
and.
Cloud.
Yep. It says right on their van, I see it all the time on 52, 19 trips a day.
That's
Oh my
nice.
gosh.
That's very nice.
You know,
Those vans are always full when I head to Rochester in the truck.
You know, it's kind of funny, the week before I started here, so it would have been June, the first week of June of 2024. I was coming back from Colorado, Justin and I flew to Colorado. So we were coming back, and I was in the lower, where the baggage claim is at MSP. And this woman comes up to me and says, I'm trying to find Groom. And I said, well, I think you have to go, I can't remember what the map said, but she goes, I'm looking for, I have to hit the Baldwin, Wisconsin. And I'm like, oh,
Hop on in.
well, I wasn't going to go see that, but I was like, are you serious? So I told her, you know, my story.
Yeah, I'm the new administrator.
Good Lord.
Stay
Yeah.
at my house,
That
I'll
was
bring
pretty
them
good.
all.
Like what?
Come on in, partner. The walking paths now, this is a touchy subject with sidewalks and Now, I think we got the sidewalk ready for 63 hopefully, right, Graham? Because this whole redo, we're trying to get sidewalks in up 63 to Quick Trip for years. Because they kind of, for lack of a better word, they screwed us, the DOT. When was that, 2006, 5, when they were just gonna mill and overlay 63, then all of a sudden they changed their plans and said, nope, we're gonna redo it all. And by that time, we didn't get our sidewalks in time with the state plans, so that's why we didn't get it. But now, it sounds like Graham and,
Well, that's just a crossing at Cedar.
no, but I'm saying this new one in 29 now, it sounds like we can possibly get some sidewalks all the way up to Quick Trip.
No,
Well,
No?
we can talk to him about that.
it'll be crossing Cedar, Stacy, but not anything more than that.
So, you know, Dwayne Russet,
Dwayne Rustin, our sidewalk guy.
he was adamant about that trail from Cedar out to 55th. And it never, my time, it never got any traction. But I think that if that's something, you know, we think is something we want, I think it should be on this map. There's been other projects, I remember we did
You're
6th
talking following our
Avenue.
water main that goes where we mow it all the way up to Dairy Queen, basically.
Yeah, you could,
Yeah.
That would be a good idea to put that on there, because a lot of people don't know that that's there, and we do mow it. I don't think we'll ever pave it because of the fact that it's got a water main underneath of it, just in case.
right.
But, you know, the talk was with Graham, didn't we, is there any gravel on that, or is it all grass most of the way?
That's all grass.
We talked about putting some gravel in there as a,
To me, that's a more viable option just because, well, it's
less
safer.
mowing.
It's safer in some regards. It's not right on 63, but at the same time, it's not safer because it's in a wooded field area that's.
Well, the one problem is that we would go through a field and through the Phoenix parking lot.
Right.
Which, you know, I don't think people walking across the backside of his parking lot would be bad, but, you know, are people gonna decide to take their four-wheelers? I mean,
Right.
we should put on the map though, for walking path.
So we're gonna try to go down 63,
I just drew it off of 8th, which is the water main road.
that road.
Yeah. We could put it on 63 as well, and right now, they're saying they're never gonna reduce it. They say it could be 53 years, but they're just gonna keep doing the overlays.
Straight through the speed of this property.
Okay.
That sounds about right.
Oh, so it's
Yeah.
not.
But You know, for development though, we talked about this, there's some development coming in for housing. I'd rather see walking paths,
Do you see?
you know, let's
Part of
say
the trail or
40-acre
sidewalk?
development. And say, I don't know, I'm not
Yeah,
big, I mean, I suppose there should be probably some sidewalks
Versus.
on one side possibly in there, you know, for purposes of kids on buses, but I'd rather have more, I don't know, it's such a touchy subject. Cause nobody wants a sidewalk in front of their house, cause they gotta maintain it, you know, like plow it or shovel it or.
But if, you know, for example, that on 220th, if that 30 acres out there was developed, you could have that, part of that be a walking path.
Oh, that's gonna be,
So I mean,
that's
that's
gonna be
how you
for sure.
would address the issue of having the walking paths in that particular residential area then, to me.
That's gonna be a
Makes sense.
big thing, but in
Yeah.
future development, that they're gonna
Right.
have
Yeah,
maintained
allocate
and they're gonna pave it.
Right, yeah, and then allocate so much for,
Yeah.
for the.
New Woodbury, man. That's huge over there, Woodbury Cottage Grove.
Hey, Graham, the extension of that walking path from Pleasant out to Cedar, that is proposed up there on that map, and it's complete now.
And I bet you Nicole doesn't have the walking path that goes from the park by Mallard
Yeah, it needs to be.
down across Bluebell,
This chunk is no.
right next to my house, into Black Duck.
Right, no, that's not.
And that should be put in there too, cause that's,
The secret park.
it is kind of a secret park.
That's my kids call it, the secret park.
And my dogs just love when all the people with their dogs come run up on my house. At least my corgi does.
What are you talking about, Lance? Go up Say that again.
From up there by the park on Mallard, behind Redhead and Mallard.
Yep.
That goes straight to the north there, across
Yep.
Mallard, across Bluebill, into my cul-de-sac of Black Duck.
It's
probably not marked on there.
It's not from here straight to Black Duck.
I mean, I'm not the biggest fan because we
Yep.
own,
It's
it's on the property. So half of it is in the one neighbors and the other half's on my neighbors, but it sure is good to send the kids down to Nielsen through that, that pathway.
As long as it isn't raining.
Wow, that's true. That's true. I hope-
Well, no, the water's about this deep after it rains.
Yeah.
Them boats,
Oh, yeah, it gets pretty wet in there.
Let's see, that was part of that deal when, what was it, Harvey developed that? That was part of that deal to have that park be in there, wasn't it?
Was that Harvey's or was that Berksop?
I don't know. Either one.
The one behind Matt,
Well, obviously it was Berkshaw's land originally. but I
south
don't-
of Mallard
But I don't know
and
who
west
de-
of
I don't
Redhead.
remember who developed that.
Berksop.
That was Berksop.
But
Cause I think there's playground equipment in there
Yeah,
now,
right,
isn't there?
yeah, right.
Yeah, cause
Right, yeah.
Hilcom was the one that really stroked us for not putting it, he was supposed to put it, a bunch in Dutch Heritage, never did.
That's
They
what-
didn't hold it to
See,
him.
that's what the walking path should have been. That way.
That was some, back of the pickup truck handshakes that made her through on that deal. That was a good old boys club that's no longer.
Yeah.
Those are those.
Cause I know they were supposed to do that stuff in the, when did Harvey do that, in the late nineties?
Yeah.
Early 2000s when he developed all that?
I remember driving out there.
We think it's
Ronnie had
gravel
big
parking lot.
pasture out there.
Yes, that's what I saw in the aerial, and I figured just to kind of continue the loop.
Oh, that's right, you got the bank president out there.
We said,
no.
yeah, we'll
vice
develop it.
president.
Back when it, you know.
Well, you call him
cost me
president.
Do you want me to still draw a circle? Would you like me to draft a circle at Mill Pond Park?
So
I
they
just drew the lines based on the aerial map around the buildings and where it looked like there were
was that
road
on there in
paths.
2006?
No, well, so this is the 2006 map, if you can see that, and there's a circle drawn on there as proposed. And then that was the one change that I made. I just used the aerial and saw that you have some paths and you have a parking lot there.
Yeah.
And I'm wondering, would you still like to come up with some kind of a proposed loop there?
Do you
To
want me
connect
to
them.
connect you with Candace Del Castillo that,
Oh,
No.
I don't know.
she gives people tours of Mill Pond.
Oh, nice.
Big enough for a tour? And, I'm sure she would give you, you're gonna allot 3 hours of your life. Yes, she's a lovely lady to meet, but she'll talk your ear off, that's for sure. She wants a bunch of paths through there, she can give you all kinds of ideas, it probably cost the village about $1 million.
Oh, my.
So in about, I think, 2018 maybe, we did a master plan of that park with trails. That, I grabbed that and we just draw them in.
There it is.
It goes that, then it ties into Creamery, doesn't it? Kinda,
Yeah.
sorta?
Yeah.
Cause we own all that now, that DNR land that was given to us, correct?
I don't know.
Or does the DNR still have land there?
Well, they.
'Cause remember when we did Maple Street,
Yeah, they got assessed.
they got assessed and they wouldn't pay it, and that's when I called the state senator that was running the DNR. And we got a check in 4 days after that, because they would refuse to pay it, and then I think they abandoned it,
Is
I,
all supposed to
right?
agree?
Or do they still own it? I guess I don't know.
Right, they might actually still own it on pay the
Sorry
assessment.
about that.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's on these.
That was like a $30,000 assessment for curb.
yeah, and they said, no, we're not paying it, like.
You know, we got a
Yeah.
check. Did we ever tell you, we got our check for that?
Yeah,
I called Rob Stashel. I said, hey man, you're part of that DNR committee, we're not getting paid for this. 5 days, we got a check from the DNR.
somebody bought it, it's O'Neill Holdings LLC owns it now.
Gary, could I gather
That
a
corner right there,
copy of the
220th and Maple,
2018
and that-
master plan?
220th and Maple,
Would that be-
Railroad would be to
Yeah,
your
And
north.
yeah.
then I can
right before the park there, that little, so it'd be the northwest corner
Yeah.
of Maple and 220th, that swampland stuff in there.
Would you
Up
rather
on.
be making these
That
maps?
brown,
That weird
no.
area right here. That weird area
Well,
right here,
Mark,
'cause here's the Legion.
yeah.
You know, so I
Right here's
marked
the
up
Legion.
each one of these,
All this
and then
around
you
right
guys
here,
can
there's a
change
pond
the
in
lines.
here. Yeah.
Thank you.
Well, it's
Yeah,
O'Neill
we should
Holdings
step
owns it
on
now.
Lois.
Oh, no.
It is?
That's- I think this is a good process.
Okay,
Somebody wants to build a house there, right?
Jesus.
Yeah,
Good luck on that.
somewhere out, if they put it on stilts, it'll be fine,
Yeah.
no problem.
So somebody did buy that?
Yeah,
Or it was given to them.
yeah, it's, well, yeah, it's.
Well, good.
It's probably
They were
some,
selling a bunch of land, remember, DNR?
I wonder if it's some huge investment firm that were just buying properties up, didn't look at it, that's what they got.
Yeah.
O'Neill's out there.
It's a real
Well, if you
farm.
propose putting a new sidewalk on there, that side of the road, you'll find out damn well who's gonna own it.
It won't be a sidewalk, it'll be a bridge.
Yeah, well, a walking path, you got to install a walking
Yeah,
path on
usually
that side.
they do their due diligence, but,
clear.
I was just getting on that first place.
I don't know, good question.
Oh, it's all swampland out there, you should build those ball fields out there.
Yeah.
Huh, what?
Oh, jeez.
What?
I'll give it to the village board back in the day that built those ball fields, that was probably one hell of a deal, I think it was like 1.4 million back in what, 2000, 2001?
That's what they paid for it?
Yeah,
1.4 million?
to build
To
them,
build,
Oh, to build it.
to build them.
Well, didn't they have to?
They had the property except for that little DNR section in there because it was considered wetland, I guess, but, I mean, I'll give it to that board. That was a hell of an idea to do, I mean, it, a lot of money back then for a little village. You know, you're talking 26, 27 years ago, they were talking about that.
Sure get used to it.
Oh, it gets used tremendously, it was a great idea.
And it's junk land?
On junk land, I mean, it would never get developed.
Well,
For housing.
I think when Brooks had developed that, they had to create some amount of land for parks and stuff like that, and that was that.
That was designated, maybe, yeah, Berkshire
So
probably.
basically, they gave it
Yeah.
away, and
Right.
we said, we satisfy our park
Mhm.
requirement.
Well, you should have heard the controversy to build this building. It was a hell of an ordeal, just to build this.
Okay, any
Sorry.
other changes or additions to that sidewalk and trail map?
so I,
Didn't we do a trail there by from the EMS building going out to the hospital and back in there, isn't there a trail?
There is. There actually is a trail from 12th Avenue to the Cedar.
Yeah. from-
Graham built that, right, Graham?
Yeah, Graham just plowed through there.
Did you know about that?
That's
right.
Yeah.
I've walked there a couple
They're
times.
talking about.
yeah, they're,
Future.
right, we got,
Okay, great.
Yeah.
there's that walking
Just
bridge
keep
we
going,
fixed
just try
up.
to get out of
Right.
the hospital, which is where you.
Yeah, so I did,
So, I guess you can keep.
we got some of that as proposed, and I think we should leave it as, because I need, funding for
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a gravel, it's just a gravel,
Right.
It's a solid path, you know.
it's a solid walking path, you get people from, Gethsemane Lutheran Church right there, all the way to
You
the
know,
chiropractor or the EMS building, so.
Yeah.
And then what I sketched into was continuing on the west side of 63, down through your guys' pool, and all the way down to the hospital too, if they have.
That's what you just did.
well, isn't
Well,
there-
and there easily could be a bunch through, Wintergreen.
Yeah, isn't there is a trail out to Wintergreen, because I've walked that out there
And I
too.
wouldn't be surprised.
Wintergreen connects to the hospital.
Yeah.
Down to the hospital trail too, yeah.
There,
And that's
which
kind
if
of
anybody's
rough.
asking about this, if everybody heard the last board meeting, in the public comments, the one guy talked about
Is it
coyotes.
still in the river?
I got another phone call about that.
Coyotes?
We're gonna have to shut that down for a while,
It's
because
not annexed yet.
we have a guy that will do a pro bono to trap coyotes.
Yeah, trap 'em. But there's walking paths in there, but it's not part of this.
Yeah, a few sounds, we can take care of
Did
Well,
bring a piece
he's
that
gonna-
they told me
that. It won't be alive, but we're just gonna call it trapping.
and
They disappeared.
It's live, we'll say live trapping, I guess, but.
Is there,
Hey, bring them out to Fish Lake.
Right.
Is there a number that you can promote for the amount of walking paths? Like, how many miles of walking paths in the village? That'd be a good number to have.
I'm sure Nicole could be a part of that, this plan, like, you know, do the mileage on it,
Not-
and
yeah,
you're
the
like,
length.
say,
You're
there's so
gonna
many.
wanna promote that. That's, people are really interested.
Well, that's another thing we don't promote. I mean, I don't know how many people actually know how many pads are out there
Right.
in Wintergreen. I myself haven't been out there since I was about 10 years old.
Oh, yeah, I was out there last year. Obviously, been around that.
And think about that, how's the little track crawler guys doing?
Never did nothing.
I heard they were gonna come up with something here in the next few weeks.
Since we had that meeting, they never did anything.
Well, it was late fall last year, wasn't it, when they came in?
Well, I think it was spring, wasn't it?
Was it? For a little road course or whatever.
Oh, that's right.
There's a remote control truck course that they were gonna do for
Watching paths.
Wow.
in the woods.
climbing over rocks.
But
and-
it's not in there.
Huh.
It's not annexed.
And the village is.
I follow them on Facebook and they got something in the books, they're hoping to get some guys together to,
They haven't put it in there.
No, they're- yeah.
Sure.
It's a good idea about the number of miles, I mean.
Yeah.
That's pretty common.
Do we want to add south of 94 at all
Yeah.
with residential?
Well, if Cammy comes in here like they're talking, then we probably should.
To connect that
Yeah.
eventually over to the interstate, and then we have it on a map.
'Cause
Yeah,
I'm assuming Johnson Tractor's gonna wanna sell some of that property to move on. I mean, obviously that's gonna be probably industrial, but if we go past 50th to the south, that's probably gonna start more into possibly those commercials into residential, I would assume.
Oh, 63?
West side of 63.
What'd you think, west?
mhm.
We got a bunch of stuff to talk to her. Eric's gonna give her too, like, you know, where Cammy wants to put that apartment.
Yeah.
Johnson Tracker, yeah. I mean, might as well, we're doing this.
Right.
Why, I mean, it's not gonna hurt nothing.
If I recall the layout of the county, there was no sidewalks.
No, but it's something to throw in there.
Well, but
We should get a sidewalk
up to the restaurant area.
63 to, you know,
Right.
to the travel area, but. All right, on that note, I'm sorry, but I'm gonna have to pull the plug too. I have to pick up a kid from Taekwondo. This has been informative. This was better than I thought it was gonna be. I'll be back next month.
Awesome.
I tried to make it as kind of funny, make fun of Mark a little bit, make fun of myself.
I don't suppose you would stay for just 10 more minutes so we can run through the goals
Let me go grab my kid quick.
and your changes. Okay.
He's probably just getting done right now, and my wife will
No,
hear the end of it.
you go home because the next time you can.
Mark will give me an update on
Give
it.
me- yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
You
okay.
can just,
Thank you.
so much.
Thanks for coming.
Have a great
Get
day.
more people to come if you can. So,
Rick's
How
working
fun
on that.
this is.
okay, I'll see you guys next week.
Do we have one next week?
Hold on, because she asked, go ahead.
You haven't sent out nothing yet?
No. We haven't set the packet out for planning commission yet.
Well, what do we have?
We have the sign, that one guy from Marsh Sign wants to come in to talk about changing the ordinance. I might have the, guy from Habitat come too to talk about that project.
Oh, sure.
One more thing to put on there too, I wanna talk about data centers,
Okay.
to see if we wanna put any, well, it's been talking to
It's
cities,
huge.
man, and they're gonna come this way, so we
It's
might as
huge,
well,
man.
Well,
We better
there's
start
the
talking about it.
Transmission lines to put in solar out on 220,
Sure.
must be the transmission lines to feed a data center.
There you go.
You're
I
right.
don't know
put
if they.
it on, because I wanna talk about it, because I really don't want one in my backyard,
Good for it.
so, okay. Thanks, everybody, thanks for the call.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Next
Do
slide.
we have continued, or do you have
Monday, man.
additional,
What's that?
do you have additional, changes or additions to this map?
Aye.
But Eric, you'll send me,
I will, yep, I marked some things up over here.
I marked some things up too, and if I have a new map should I send it to you?
Yeah.
Or will next month be soon enough? Okay.
Speaking of maps, are you gonna change that other map that we looked at previously? That one?
No, it did, last month,
No, the one we had tonight there we were looking at.
for roads.
Well, they did, well, like the one with the one with the traffic count on it.
Oh,
It's got the Baldwin Medical Center up there where it used to be, that's why I'm just curious, you know, that's like 50 years ago, for God's sakes.
Oh. So
Well,
they have
maybe
a
not
site
50
where
years
they're
old.
collecting and it's
That
not
map is,
relevant
No, no.
anymore?
It's just
you
labeled.
look at the top map here, and you look at the print of it, it's got the Baldwin Medical Center where it was. Quick trip, oh, yeah, right, yeah.
See, I labeled them on here.
Well,
That's what the map.
Baldwin Medical Center versus Wisconsin Health.
Medical center,
Can't
really quick,
connect
good.
the two.
I mean, if you're gonna put this in a plan, I think you have to have a map that's somewhat relevant to where we are right now.
Actually, I know what he's
I'm
talking
sure the
about.
preservation.
20 years ago, you know, or 10 years ago.
It's
That move did lots of
Oh,
traffic.
Yeah, right.
Yep, this is Baldwin Medical Center.
That's what we're gonna do is put those traffic count sites on the updated Village of Baldwin transportation.
That would be a good
map.
idea, yeah.
And that was a Wisconsin DOT map,
Yeah, right, okay.
and thank you.
Well, just.
Thanks for
I
noting
don't-
that.
I'd hate to see the final plan with that Baldwin Medical Center there.
Yeah. That's a very great catch. Okay, should we move on?
Yep.
All right, we're almost done. There's specialized transportation and the other modes of transportation on page 30. It starts with the county data of van trips for seniors and disabilities. And the Baldwin trips reduced basically since 2005 through 2021. And then they started increasing again from 2021 to 2024. And there's a couple considerations written in, mostly that the hospitals, the area hospitals started providing medical trips. And that's why they think a lot of, and then there were closures through COVID that contributed to those numbers. Any questions on that? Otherwise, the text on page 30 is what you would have to reference in the next question. So railroads is first on this list. The Union Pacific Main Line runs through the heart of the village along Highway 12. There are no opportunities for passenger rail service or freight transport within the village of Baldwin. And I wanted to know, so is there a stop at all
No.
on that rail? So that's why it said that in the 2006 plan.
So it has been looked at though.
Yeah, not unless they're gonna
What?
consider that eventually.
Well, if they're gonna put like a
Passenger train.
commuter rail, there's
Commuter
a,
rail from Eau Claire to.
yeah, there's a group or part of that
Right.
that is trying to get passenger commuter rail.
Commuter rail.
Commuter.
And
Is
they
there-
basically use the ball field areas out there.
Okay.
Is there any siding, any potential for dropping freight cars? Is there a siding anywhere through?
Not anymore.
I don't think so.
No, I don't think anymore.
Okay,
No.
that's good to know. That's,
And Nicole,
Yeah.
the heart of Baldwin might not be an accurate description. Maybe the north side of Baldwin or something.
Oh,
It's not a big deal, but it's not really.
yeah.
The reason why it was built here.
So it sounds like the village has representation on that,
Commuter rail.
commuter coalition.
Yep.
So, okay, what is the name of it again? Or all of them, I think,
Let me take a look.
I think we mentioned it in the county plan as well. And I think I'll put a little line about that. So I might change this heading to railroads.
That would be another rail company that would go through. That would not be Union Pacific, it'd be using the Union Pacific line, the rails.
It's, West Central Wisconsin Rail Coalition. Well, if you wanna see some long meetings, holy. Because not only do you have, you know, St. Croix County, Eau Claire County, John County, but you have Ramsey County, Washington County, MnDOT, Wisconsin DOT. I thought the Minnesota people or the Wisconsin people were long-winded. Nope, Minnesota people are more long-winded in that group. I mean, I'm glad they're virtual meetings.
Okay. And then, Wisconsin DOT has a rail plan. It focuses on freight rail, rail crossing safety, and passenger rail. Page 91 describes a special study titled North Central Wisconsin Intermodal Freight Facility Study. Started in 2021. And I just wanted to ask about that. If we should, if you know of the study, and if you would like to mention it here.
I've never heard
I'm
of
not aware of it.
No.
I'm aware of it. Okay.
Are all the crossings up? Are there some streets that both cross the railroad line that do not have crossing arms?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Is that real safety something that you wanna look at? Because they do not slow down.
Well, they want to do it,
They tried to close that.
They want to
they want to close at 11.
Eleven,
Yeah.
okay.
And if, our requirement was if you close 11, you could put lights and stuff on 12.
Right, so I'm just saying, real safety would come up.
Because 12, when I come from the north, you gotta be right up on top of that intersection before you can see anything coming at you.
And again, that's part of the emergency vehicle plan
Yep, yep.
too. They gotta be able to get across there.
Well, if they close that one off, then they don't have a back door. I mean, that whole northwest
Would you
corner
like to
falls
mention
doesn't have a
something
back door
about
anymore.
rail crossing improvements?
Well, I don't know if you want to just put a line in there that it's something that is being looked at without being specific to where they are. I don't think we want to talk about specific crossings, Eric.
Yeah, I think
But I
vague
think
is,
a reference to it might be good.
yeah.
Just say something about, note, concern of safety at railroad crossing or something like that.
And another place we could add it is to the goal list, which we're gonna get to here quickly. Apologies. Okay, so so the village is looking at crossing safety, or,
I think we're working with other partners like the railroad and Wisconsin DOT. I don't think we're initiating,
No, it's just concern of,
but it's like a
Railroad
general statement.
Railroad came to the village saying they would like to close this.
yeah.
And we put restrictions on it and said, they get lights.
They're gonna pay for it.
So,
so maybe continue, like a goal, we could put, continue to work with the railroad,
And crossing.
and Wisconsin DOT,
Yeah,
on
Crossing improvement.
crossing.
Crossing safety, yeah.
Safety issues.
Because they had that accident on 220 7 years ago, that's why we got the lights out there.
oh, okay.
Thank you. Air transportation, I did have one question. There was one privately owned airport located to the west of the village that was mentioned in the 2006 plan. And then colleagues alerted me to the fact that it's the Skydive Twin Cities
Yep.
Airport. Was wondering if you wanted to add that, like, business name here. Right now, it states one privately owned airport is located to the west of the village.
Are they in the village?
No,
No,
there's
they're
no west.
The west of the
I'll mention it then.
Yeah, I think the mention of it there is fine. It's west of the village. That's called out appropriately.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then I'm not sure if it would fit or if it's within the scope of your transportation map, but would you want to label it on the transportation map if it is within that scope?
Well, I guess no one's using it to go anywhere,
Right,
because they're just going up and coming back down. There's really no ingoing or outgoing flights from that airport.
oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, it's a private airport. but it's-
Right.
Private company,
Yeah,
right.
right, yeah.
I would call it,
In case you're interested, that's where you skydive, if you're interested.
yeah,
Yeah, that's why I'm
Yeah.
asking too. I didn't want
Yeah.
to put a private
You
business
can stop out there and
name
get your.
here.
It's
Yeah.
not,
Yeah.
it's not really an
Have you tried it?
airport. It's an airstrip.
My wife did about 20 years ago.
Oh, Jesus.
It's an
Landon Peterson
airstrip,
bought
not
part of
an
it.
airport.
Right, yeah, that's a good point. It's an airstrip, not an airport.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's just an
airport implies departing.
Yeah, yeah, and there's no departures or anything.
Change airport to airstrip.
Yeah, that'd be.
But reality though, it does bring a lot of traffic into Baldwin though.
It does,
Yep.
I mean, there's a lot of people that utilize it during the summertime.
yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot of,
And they,
Well, there's, well,
they've
but
had
they're,
a
but they're,
governor.
they're in the community though, I mean, they're participating in the community, you know.
yeah.
How they get by with all the, excuse me, the trailers out there, I'm not real sure, but.
Yeah.
That's the township's issue.
Yeah. Now we got a sewer
Okay.
plant right close by to it, they can hook into it if they have.
Well, the pipe's already there, they just don't know about
Trying to
it.
go down, control mines and all.
Right, Graham?
Yep.
We are on to ATV and snowmobile. It's about, towards the bottom of
Yeah.
page 30. Right, I'm wondering if we could add the statement that we talked about at the beginning of the meeting. The village has designated ATV routes. Wondering if you want me to map those routes, and if you have a map of the routes.
Don't we have signs on them? I think?
We do have
We do have
signs.
signs, I don't think we, no, but there's any maps that I've made, but would that be hard to do, or can
Wouldn't be hard to do,
Where I've seen that, but don't know where or when.
maybe ATV group has one?
That might be where it's on.
you know, you could, just look at what map. I suppose it probably would make sense to add it to the transportation map on page 23.
Okay. It's no problem, but I don't know where they are.
And then on DNR website at all, do you know what they probably would if there was designated paths maybe?
If you look on St. Croix County's ATV map, it might show it on there. Or St. Croix Riders
Yeah.
ATV club map might show in, because I know they show the one how to get into Hammond. There's only, goes through Cedar and it cuts across. But then it goes to the north too, going out onto 60.
Yeah, they do have it.
They do, okay.
Yeah,
It's
I'll,
called St. Croix Riders.
Yeah,
Yeah.
If you could email me that link, otherwise I'll look it up too.
yeah, no, I will put it right on that.
Thank you. I was also going to just add a sentence about, the county has an ATV, UTV ordinance, and wondered if the village has one too, or if you refer to that ordinance.
adopted is you needed to have a permit if you're gonna have a golf cart and do it on the
That's
street.
what it says, yeah, I don't remember if there was anything adopted as far as actual, in lieu of like routes or anything, which I don't think it applied to that.
No,
Just,
routes were
you
basically.
just gotta get a permit from the village. You're gonna have a golf cart in the city, or in the village.
Should I mention that here, that the village has an adopted golf cart?
I think that.
Or is that ATV?
No,
It's a golf
it's
cart by
different.
itself.
It's
It is,
different,
okay,
yeah.
it's different.
We classify it differently. Because
Okay,
ATV routes have to stay on the ATV, or ATVs have to stay on the ATV route, where
Yeah.
golf carts are permitted within the village.
Except on Main Street.
golf cart, and I think I'll retitle this one ATV, golf cart, and snowmobile. And then add a sentence about that, thanks. But we're not sure about ATV, UTV. Do you think
Yeah, the
that
only
the
thing that
county
comes up
ordinance?
is golf cart operations and routes. Disqualified vehicles, ATVs, four-wheel drives, UTVs. I'm gonna do a search of the ordinances.
Thank
I don't think
you.
there's much else.
Thank you. Anything else? Well, there's also a sentence here already that's the Association of Wisconsin Snowmobile Clubs provides information about snowmobile routes. Do you want anything more about snowmobiles?
County has it better than anything else.
Okay, great. Now we're on truck and water. The WISDA freight plan and statewide transportation address trucking and freight, including heavyweight load restrictions and routes. There are no trucking terminals or water transportation services in the village. Water transportation within the county is primarily recreational in nature, including canoeing, fishing, and water skiing. Recreational boats such as sailboats, paddle wheel, and river boats are available along the St. Croix River.
What do you define as, truck service area? Because up on Hillcrest there, we've got quite a few trucks and stuff coming
Trucking
in.
terminal, what classifies as a terminal?
Yeah. You've got
Good question.
UPS,
UPS.
UPS out there,
So
you've
we've got
got,
a couple different.
Down too.
Stuff,
Down south and
Donaldson's.
I don't know.
Sheffield,
Should, we can list that, no problem.
basically, there is trucking on, truck terminals on the north side of town
Hillcrest.
and out south of Baldwin. Actually, within the industrial park.
Mhm.
Oh, sure, I get past that.
Because of, the intersection of 94 and 63 there.
2016, there wasn't anything.
There isn't these big terminals like you see, but we got some smaller terminals, small businesses that
The
you
truck
get,
plaza
you get
has.
trucks coming into the Donaldson's and the industrial park out there. UPS, all their trucks and stuff that they bring through. And they're parking out on 12 and 6th there with extra trucks and.
Great, good catch. I'll, change that to there are no water transportation services in the village. And then truck terminals exist on the north and south sides of the village. Thanks.
So, could we go back to that airstrip thing again?
Sure.
The
Do
what?
we really want to list one private? Because
Do we even need to?
does anything use that except that beat up World War II-ish plane that they bring all the, all of their,
Well,
skydivers in? But, I mean, people can't like land there, is it?
Well, I do know when the governor came by one time, he flew his plane and dropped it right in there, they landed there and
Okay.
came back out of it, so.
Maybe it's-
Yeah, I think just calling out a private airstrip west of the village is sufficient.
Okay.
All right.
Great. Okay, page 31 is transportation programs and plans. And I noticed a typo, under regional and local plans. I was gonna update our county highway department 5-year plan is now 2024 to 2028. And then remove the link because it'll be outdated in a couple of years.
Do you have a safe route to schools program in Wisconsin?
Yes.
That's a big one, right?
Yeah,
We talked about it.
give me a funding source.
Or trails or that type of thing.
Would you like to mention that in the bicycle and pedestrian facility section?
What kind of programs?
Yeah. Well, or here. I suppose I could list that here. Are you thinking in the programs?
Yeah, it's what I think of as a program, as a safety,
Right.
marketing.
Yeah.
They got their separate
Yeah, they-
funding, don't they?
I think it's appropriate in this spot. You've got a bunch of other ones listed, so.
Exactly. Sorry. Well, and if you, have you pursued funding? Have you pursued funding from that program?
I wanna say that like our crosswalks that we have, weren't those part of that back in whatever those overhead flashers we have?
Those could have been,
I feel like they were for some reason, but maybe I'm not right.
yeah, that was before my time, but that's kind of like a safe routes to school.
That's what they do,
For sure.
Sometimes there'll be mention of previous programs that were successful, and then that's helpful to sort of give commendation to the program, and it's a gesture of gratitude that we could mention easily. Remember the date or year?
I'd have to look, I have some paperwork on it somewhere, but I don't,
That's okay.
I'd have to look, see what you.
Thank you.
Number 10 in the state plans and programs,
Just seen that before.
just cross that off the town plan to DOT for funding. So delete that. Everything that comes after LRIP.
What number are you looking at?
Number 10 in
Oh,
state
thank
plans
you.
and programs.
Just cross out town plan to dot for funding. Okay.
One of the things, I used to work at a regional rural economic development corporation, and one of the things that was starting to get real popular is gravel bicycle routes and competitions, races.
Yeah.
Gravel routes, and it fits with the rural area so well. So we were introducing some of that in rural Minnesota. Again, I'm just trying to think of transportation-related trends.
Well, there is on the county side, a map for the bicycle routes to the county. Those are pretty much road type conditions. The Woodville Trail is a good bicycle trail for off of which I use quite a bit. most of the time I'm going to an Omni or a Player.
You're dragging,
I'm
you're,
driving
yeah.
for most of my bicycle, I go up to Amory, but those are state trails mostly.
The other thing that's done, like, Senior Staying Put in Spring Valley,
Yeah.
they have volunteer car sharing or ride programs for seniors. Again, just something to toss out for the
I think
future.
that's with the senior transportation, I think they would, I think once a week or something like that, they'll go to the grocery store,
Yeah,
like that, schedule something like
the
that.
senior center with a van.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's part of the county,
Yeah, I think,
service.
I think the one when we were doing it in Wilmer, and then the one in Spring Valley are individuals who are volunteering with their own car. I think that's a great idea when you don't have public transportation. If we could leverage volunteer drivers.
But you can do that today, by just
Yeah.
contact the county, basically.
Can you?
Basically, if you need a ride, you can contact them and they'll arrange, can arrange to get a ride someplace.
Sure. Yeah.
It might be the local van, but,
Right.
they
Yeah.
they can make that arrangement for you.
It's just some of the stuff that I'm hearing, innovative stuff.
Thank you. Wonderful. Any other changes or additions to the transportation programs and plans list? Then we'll move on to the goals, objectives, and policies. On the next slide, you'll see the 2006. We'll start at the top, provide for safe pedestrian and bicycle movement within the village of Baldwin. Any changes? Objectives, to allow village residents to travel throughout the area by means other than motor vehicle. Might wanna just start that with allow, or
Promote,
yeah, promote, support
or, yeah.
pedestrian and bicycle improvements.
I'll just leave it broad like that.
Support is good.
Yeah.
Okay.
So could you say for goal one, promote safe pedestrian and bicycle movement? Instead of provide for.
Did you like, or did you say promote or
Promote.
support? Promote, okay.
Promote safe pedestrian and bicycle movement in the village.
Yeah. Great. And then the next one would be support ped and bicycle facilities to allow village residents to travel through the area by means other than motor vehicle. Kind of a purpose statement. Could I propose to remove that one, just because it's sort of redundant to the goal itself? And it's more of a purpose about why you're supporting it rather than an objective? Thank you so much. Okay, so I'm gonna remove that one. Policies, require new developments to add trails or sidewalks that connect to existing sidewalks or bike trails, or will lead to proposed trails and sidewalks designated on the proposed sidewalk and trail map. We might be able to shorten that.
Yeah.
Because it's something we haven't done, I mean,
No, 2006, we didn't do any of that, or since 2006. All new
Oh, we did
developments
the
now.
one that we did before.
Good one.
Require new developments to add trails or sidewalks.
Well, basically,
Would
when
we
they
say
did work sets
period?
there, they required that little trail
Thank
that
you.
Yeah,
Lance was talking about.
Honestly, I think it's good to keep,
yeah.
and you know, our subdivision code, I guess I don't know, I can try to look it up, but I would guess that it said to include sidewalks, and some of the developer for Berkshire Heights talked
Yeah.
the board out of it
Yeah, right.
when it was done, when it was approved. It's that, you know, originally started before I got here, but it was all platted and
Yeah.
laid out
Right,
without sidewalks.
right.
The first edition out there.
I think their
I don't know.
solution was a little trail that cut north and south.
Oh, that cut through.
That was their sidewalk requirement.
Yeah, and it's hard to add sidewalks after the fact, because people don't wanna add sidewalks, but if you move into your house and it has a sidewalk and it's always been there,
Yep.
it's a lot easier to get it to happen. So I think requiring new developments to have one, I think is a good idea.
Great. Okay, we'll keep that. I may shorten it to say to add trails or sidewalks that connect to or will lead to existing and proposed trails and sidewalks.
Sure, yeah.
And then I may take off designated on the proposed sidewalk and trail map,
I would agree.
because, yeah. This is maybe more, realistic, not knowing where the development is going to happen. Okay, provide safe road crossings for pedestrians and bicyclists by utilizing signs, lights, striping, and eliminating view obstructions.
I think it's good.
We don't have
Mark
any of them.
would say, instead of provide, promote.
There you go.
Promote.
Okay,
Perfect.
great. Goal 2, ensure a street system that promotes connectivity and traffic flow. And maybe efficient traffic flow.
Yeah, efficiency is good.
Okay.
Good, sure. Two,
Promote,
yeah.
I think it's more realistic.
Instead of
Yeah,
sure.
instead of
Sure.
Yeah.
And street system should be plural systems.
Or continue to, I'm guessing you have a street ordinance, right? How they have to construct a street
Yeah.
Yeah.
and how it needs to fit into the existing system. So maybe just continue to administer the village's street design ordinance.
The only,
That promotes connectivity and efficient traffic.
the only issue that I have with our street system is that, you know, we have a 63 north and south. And for the most part is, you have no other alternative to get around things, because the lack of bridges or things like that. And it would be nice to have a goal down the road to have alternate routes. You know, if heaven forbid we ever have a rail accident on 63, that would take a week to clean out, you couldn't get around Baldwin. I mean, you couldn't get north to south. You couldn't get across 12th, couldn't get across 11th, couldn't get across 63, couldn't get across 6th. You locked the village down. There's no way getting around anything. a disaster away from here. And you saw that happen when we had the rains 15 years ago when 63 was all washed out there. I mean, they had to go in off back streets to get over to 220th. Shit like that happens, you have to plan for. So on a long-term basis, I think that'd be nice. It isn't so bad on the east side because you've got 4 that you can get north and south. But on the west side of town,
Yeah,
Yeah.
I can get down to J and I can go out west.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say, you have to go to J and then go around the other, go to Hammond and come around again. That's been, there's nothing other than J.
Yeah.
There's only one other road going north south.
I go out the farm, I go
Yeah.
Franklin out to 12 down to J over to 200th and 200 is up north.
I went off of that actual rail.
You know, and-
I couldn't see it.
And you had the rail shut off there, I couldn't,
Oh my goodness. Wow.
Yeah.
you'd be
Well, you
taking
know,
63 to 12 and 12 to T and T down to 94 and
Specifically, but I think leaving it
on the north side, and I don't know what we do on the south side here. You probably take 55 over to 220th and up and around that way, if that was still, open. And push them to shove, you go over the Bridge Road, I mean, that's your alternative, that's always open.
Mark, just drive to Woodville and come around the other way, for God's sakes. If you don't wanna go that way, then go to Hammond and go the other way. It is,
Okay, yeah, we should probably keep going here, so sorry. Okay, we're under policies of, no, we're under objectives of goal 2. To provide a transportation system that disperses traffic and provides safe routes for pedestrian and bicycle traffic. I hate to say this, but that second part of this is redundant to the goal 1. So do we wanna just say to provide a transportation system that disperses traffic? Can we cross this one out again?
Yeah, I don't like the word disperses very much.
Well, and it also is very redundant to the goal itself, and it's more of a purpose statement again than an objective.
So you want it to carry traffic efficiently,
Yeah.
something to that
I
effect.
think you can't disperse traffic when we don't have multiple options for
Yeah.
different things.
Yeah.
And this is maybe where I wanna add that language about continue to administer the village's road design standards.
road design and subdivision standards.
Oh, but maybe above that, we have to make a mention to the proposed roads map. Something as general as consider the proposed road map when planning for future transportation improvements.
Good, yeah.
Okay, great. Then policies require new developments to provide future access for through streets. I think we've covered that and continue to administer village road design standards and subdivision.
Yep, and then those regular policies 1 and 2 there.
Limit the number of cul-de-sacs in new subdivisions. So can we cross out both of those?
I think so.
you probably want to limit them though, don't you?
Or do you want to add? Or leave it, just leave it.
Leave it.
Leave both of them?
Yep.
Do we wanna consider adding something though for the future development that they include walking paths or not?
That's up
Or is that-
under goal one.
That's
Goal
a
one
For
is
pedestrian stuff.
more
Okay.
pedestrian, more traffic.
I'm also wondering if we can combine objectives and policies just to state objectives. That's okay.
I had trouble figuring out why there's two things, honestly. So, yes, I
Great.
think it makes more clear.
Thank you. Okay, and then we'll have a goal 3 that is continue to work with the railroad and Wisconsin DOT on rail crossing safety improvements.
Now that you say that, feels like work with the DOT, not just on rail crossing safety, work with the railroad and DOT to promote safe travel, rather than limit it to the crossings.
Yep.
That's a great idea, intergovernmental cooperation.
Because they control so much of the major roads in the village.
do.
And they're gonna tell you what you can do and what you can't do.
Thank you. We are done. Sorry, I'm still writing. I'll be drafting these changes in the format. Does the memo, is that work okay for everybody? That we have that list of the changes, and then I'll be sending the new draft. And our next meeting is March 23rd. Thank you guys for sticking with me. My apologies, we went over time.
It's a hard thing to talk through.
So those squirrels.
Yeah.
Left-handed.
What? Left-handed?
Squirrels.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, half of our conversation left early. We went over.
Well, I think we stayed on topic pretty well. Do we have to formally adjourn?
I will. We,
We're gone.
adjourn the meeting. Adjourn.
We're gone. Turn the camera off.
Yes.
I'm sorry. I was on camera taking down the